refresh. Get- Good on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
Kill the volume there. Good on YouTube. I just gotta spin the block on good old Facebook. Where that came from. There we go. Appear to be live. Kill the audio. Get the highlights and all that. There we go. There we go. That little frogger out the way and I'm good to go now. Alrighty. And we gonna get this show on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome y'all back to the 47th live episode of the Chris Logic podcast. The dynamic duo is back in the building. It is your boys. Your boy Jordan Frost Mitchell, and I got the co-pilot with me as always.
Yes, sir. The man, the myth, the legend himself, me, Zay. We are back with installment 47. As always, we hope to have a good one in store for you today. So come tap in, join the audience, give us some feedback, give us some comments, and let's get this show on the road, my boy.
Absolutely, man. We got a special one here, man. Is not only will we be talking about some sports talk, we got a little bit of some legacy talk to discuss, and also a little bit of a branch off segment that we're going to start doing here, talking about unsung heroes in sports, entertainment, music, and society as well. So we'll be tapping in more into that as we go through the episode here. Kind of talking a little bit about underdogs, people that defy the odds, overcome great odds, and what those particular stories and instances mean to the people as well. But again, as they said, we got a special episode in store for the people. We appreciate y'all tuning in. And remember, as always, here with us, it is about crisp logic, not ridiculously cold or ridiculously hot takes. We're just about shooting it straight, calling it for what it is, and keeping it a bean. Even though, in my case, I might let my pride get in the way, but you know, always creates for good content. Or at least a good chuckle on TikTok.
Why not?
Hey,
I just like stirring the pot on TikTok.
hey, boy, hey,
That's
speaking
what
of
I like
that,
doing. That's what I
speaking
like
of that,
doing.
the OJ Simpson take, my guy, that really got the people going, man, because they,
Hey, all I did is confirm that people are idiots. That's what it confirmed. Like, granted, they don't. It's a clip, so they not seeing the full context of what the conversation is. But for people to come back and say, like, legit comments, like, so you saying he not guilty? Like, literally, like, he was found not guilty. Like, that's literally he's found not guilty. Like,
it is
so
a
yes,
indisputable fact.
I will say that he's guilty. Like, I personally don't think he did it. I think he know who did it. I think he knew without a shadow of a doubt who did it. No questions asked. I know he know who did it.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's
But
definitely more to that story.
but at the same time, like when you so greedy to try and pin something on somebody, It's not about what you know. It's about what you can prove. And if I can prove misconduct on your behalf to help to plant evidence and do this, guess what? Now everything that you have is basically thrown the fuck out. So
Exactly.
as the old saying say, one spoiled apple ruins it for the whole bunch because you
Mm-hmm.
got one dickhead detective that want to try and plant shit here and there and do
Uh,
unethical shit. Guess what? He
lie
ruined it
under
for
oath.
everybody,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's not about what you know; it's about what you can prove. And I can prove that he's a fucking shit faced liar. Then guess what? I get the fuck off. If the gloves don't fit,
You
you must have
must have
quit.
quit.
So
I mean, at the end of the day, it's as simple as that. As the great Denzel Washington told us in the movie Training Day, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove, and that's a fact. I mean, at the end of the day, whether somebody's guilty or not, I mean, OJ wouldn't be the first person that got off clearly when being guilty about something, but that's why the prosecution matters. The fact of building a good case and having a strong foundation to stand on matters, and every person that is being investigated, material witnesses, lead detectives, people of interest, all that shit matters. And it clearly mattered in the OJ trial to convince the jury that he was not guilty at the time. Now, I just love how people would want to spin the block with their facts. Well, he was found liable in the civil lawsuits, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, at the end of the day, I mean, what are we really talking about here? We're talking about situations where the burden of proof is much less that needs to be proven versus a criminal trial, for one. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people like to file civil suits versus criminal suits, which is the reason why in a lot of these cases, most recently with surrounding Deshaun Watson, I'm not saying whether Deshaun is necessarily guilty or not, but I find it funny that if some of those victims really wanted true justice, why not file a criminal lawsuit if you think that he was really guilty of true criminal wrongdoing? Why stick with a civil suit? I mean, because it's a clear path to getting some sort of settlement, or it's some clear path to getting some sort of, major benefit from it. You're not really like chasing the cold goal of it, which is make sure you seek justice, not financial compensation. And that's where I got a problem with a lot of these civil cases that get filed. So, nonetheless, we will definitely be spinning the
I
block.
got a major issue with it because in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
I I don't care. I feel like when those type of cases happen with Deshaun,
Mm-hmm.
that that if you actually, I feel like if it's something actually happened, you should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law and go to jail. But if
Bingo.
you are but if you are seeking only financial, to me, you're looking to the court to tell you, make me a legalized prostitute.
Mm-hmm. It's an unfortunate
It,
truth. I
like
mean,
people may not like that term, but that's in essence what you're saying. Like some of them, he had mutual consented sex with and had to pay them because now all of a sudden you felt uncomfortable. He was 6'2", 225, and I was uncomfortable. It doesn't make sense. He really getting sued for being uncomfortable. Like nobody in any of those actually said he raped me.
mm-hmm.
Like he get for me being a creep and making them feel uncomfortable and just getting checks. Like if I would never do anything like that, but if I did it,
Mm-hmm.
I just wouldn't be allowed an establishment ever again. But since he's a multimillionaire,
Mm-hmm.
they're suing.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Same shit that happened with Shannon Sharp, basically settlement happens out of court to avoid all the court fees and all that, which in the court of public opinion that automatically means he's guilty without like no substantial proof or whatnot. You just have accusations and a check that gets cut. That's
yeah,
the reason why Tony Busby is in business to this day for
but
these
that also
shenanigans.
happens because some of them are true.
Some
Like
are true, no doubt.
like Cassie and and Diddy.
Oh yeah.
The like with 100% true. I'm just gonna pay to get this done and over with. But granted, it opened up Pandora's box
Well, yeah, I
for.
mean that, and you
But
already know TMZ is like the kings of blowing cases open and shit.
so
Yeah, and as Red said on Friday with that situation with Diddy and Cassie, oh, that was different because because that was indisputable video evidence that, and it just like you said, it opened Pandora's box, and the rest is history as far as that goes.
yeah,
But nonetheless, stories for other days, folks. We definitely will be spinning the block and talking more about that OJ trial, I'm sure, at a later time. But definitely, shout out to TikTok, man. Y'all really know how to stir it up and keep things entertaining, man. Definitely. Definitely, definitely.
Provocative. Gets the
Get some
people
people
gone.
going. That's right. That's right. We're going to talk about more family friendly stuff here on this first segment. Obviously, football season is done for the moment, as we're going to shift and say now, but that also means basketball season is in full swing. And most recently, we got to recap and spin the block on the NBA All Star weekend and talk about some of the things that we like, some of the things that we didn't like. And there's definitely a few things not to like, but definitely there were some highlights about this past weekend to discuss in particular. Mainly, obviously, surrounding the Rising Stars Challenge. Not so much the celebrity game. I mean, I periodically tune in to watch that, but it's not something I'm breaking my neck to go watch on a Friday night, especially this weekend with these different time frames. And shout out to the NBA being back on NBC, but y'all are killing me with moving All Star Saturday night up into the 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock hour on Eastern time. Like, WTF, bruh? What was that about? Like,
Well, I think on that one is
mm-hmm.
you got to go where the money is, and people will be like, "Well, it's the NBA." Yeah, but it's also an event that only happens every 4 years. On that they
Happened to
also
be
have the
hosting.
broadcasting rights to, which
Yep.
is the Olympics, and the Olympics and good old America takes president. It takes president to the NBA. It'll be the same way in the
Like,
summer games in 2 years.
mm,
So you know, I don't know how they got the rights to both of them, summer and winter, but they do,
hey,
and that's they money maker as far as
hey,
sports goes. So
hey, we all know is with NBC, the money had to be coming from somewhere for them to outbid Time Warner Discovery and basically knock TNT out of the pocket altogether. But which is another thing, dog. When I say like it hit, like I hadn't thought about it the whole time. I've seen the inside the NBA team on ESPN. I've come to terms with that. It feels weird as shit, but I've come to terms with that. But not to hear my boys not being there on Saturday night, bro. I'm like, okay, we got Reggie, we got Vince. It just ain't the same, man. I'm like, no, man, where Kenny at, bro? Y'all, I mean, y'all could have made an exception to get my boy back out there for All Star Saturday night, man. But
it's our network. It's our people.
yeah, I mean, come on. TNT and ESPN was able to like do the simulcast for the NBA Cup. They could have did something to make that work, man. Come on. No Kenny Smith on Saturday night, man. That's blasphemous, bro.
We're an
It's
American
so,
company. It's about greed.
I know it's about capitalism and money, but like, no Kenny on it. It's over, ladies. It's like nothing, bro. That is officially history. It ain't coming back. It's over with, bro. Like that was like the ultimate, like, yo, it's a wrap, bro. Like we are in new times. I mean, I can only deal with the Round Ball Rock theme song for so much, man. I don't replace that shit, man. I only got used for the last 30 years of hearing our boys going off on Saturday night, man. But like, you know, and that's definitely a good point, money. I definitely think with it being on the West Coast, that was a factor to some degree, as well. But to Zay's main point, it was obvious, like, because I ain't gonna lie to you,
Nah, like I don't agree with that because in essence,
with
if you think about it, with the being on the West Coast,
mm-hmm,
is that means if it was 5:30 here, it was 2 o'clock there.
mm-hmm,
Like no, it actually makes sense to have it at 8 because it's a 5 o'clock there.
yeah,
Like it even makes more sense. Like people showing up for All Star Weekend for an All Star game at 2:30 in the afternoon is crazy. Like it's crazy. Like your All Star Weekend, the world's greatest basketball game, is not even primetime TV.
mm-hmm.
That's a
It's
problem,
it's insane, bro.
and the NBA should be pissed about it.
Very much so.
Like if that's the case, you should have punted it for 1 year because you got the Olympics. So in
Mm-hmm.
every 2 years, you got to punt it to another network because
Somebody, man.
because we the NBA got to look at it as like we're like for instance, this will never happen with the NFL. The
No.
NFL would never be like, hey, y'all gonna push us? The fuck? Who getting pushed? Who? Who? Bullshit.
As we've seen on these holiday games, because they surely invaded Chris. Not only did they invade Christmas Day, as far as football games goes, they pretty much
They took over.
knocked they took it over, bro. Because I was just like, yo, like
Oh,
wow, wow.
oh, NBA, y'all thought y'all had that? Ha! Ha! We got
Or
we got the motherfuckers jumping on Netflix to watch us. What y'all doing?
man, like, and that's even more diabolical. You got them on a paid subscriptions, and you know me, you know how critical I've been of the whole Peacock shit, right? So it's like I can justify tuning in on Netflix to watch that show Christmas Day, but I refuse to like give Peacock any money. I don't know why. I don't know. I maybe if you want to call me weird in that aspect, go for it. But I just can't justify it, man.
Yeah,
And
that's
even then,
crazy.
I'll turn on and turn right back off of Netflix. I'll give 1 month's worth of money.
It's crazy,
But
but like when you have power, you can do stuff like even real talk, like avoiding like big games. Like for instance, on the college tip with
yep.
Peacock, Ohio State, Michigan said like our big conference games, we ain't on Peacock. The fuck you thought this was? You better punt that shit to Minnesota. You better let that be their homecoming game, not us.
No,
That's why,
nah.
and honestly, that's why Michigan, Ohio State, and a couple other schools like Notre Dame might be on to something. I don't know if you heard about that. They talking
Mm.
about potentially going independent.
Hmm.
Like,
Big dogs.
yeah, one factor that I've seen is Michigan. The reason the Michigan Ohio State don't entertain it, the game alone brings in $200 million a year, and
It's
they
prime
only get
time
a
entertainment.
$78 million cut for the year from the Big Ten. So if we can make 200 mil
Ooh.
off of one game, why not go independent and we get the rights to all of our fucking games?
Mm.
It's the NIL era.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Whoa, man. Mm.
so at that point they
Mm.
can position themselves to be like, ain't nobody can give you a better NIL package than what we can. So it makes sense, and
Yeah.
I hate to give Notre Dame that credit, but they may have been the ones that be like, we go break the mold because they be also gonna negotiate that you got to put us in if we top 12 because we put asses in seats, and don't nobody put asses in seats like Michigan and Ohio State. Michigan and Ohio State fan bases travel.
Big
They
facts.
travel.
Big
It don't
facts.
matter where you go. They fucking travel.
Hmm.
They probably the two biggest fan bases in the nation. It's bars out in Arizona that are dedicated to being Buckeye bars.
Oh yeah,
Like
man, bro.
so
It's hard pressed to not find a Buckeye bar anywhere on like in any major city on the West Coast, which is crazy to me. But the only place you might not get away with that's down in SEC country. But even then, I'm sure you can.
I'm
I'm sure
pretty
you'll
sure
find
it's
one
even there
somewhere.
too.
Yeah.
Hell, I was just down in Florida. It was a Eagle bar down there
Hmm.
in Florida. I'm like, that's
Huh.
crazy. It's crazy. And
Strong following, man.
they fly the flag high, my boy. Like it
Oh,
ain't
yeah,
high.
no shame, huh? They said no shame. They flying it high. That's crazy. But yeah, but circling back to NBA All Star Weekend, man, we are going to simply go into some of our favorite moments here from this past weekend. We got a couple of things and big highlights to basically key in on here. If you did not pay attention, as far as the game itself, you have the Team USA Stars defeating the Team World Stars with Ant Man emerging as the MVP of the contest on All Star Saturday night, which another him and Kevin Durant on Twitter, bro. Yeah. another, another,
It's great. It's great A comedy. And like what makes it weird is like they friends, bro. Like this
uh-huh.
like
Uh-huh. They friends.
they be taking like it would seems to appear like personal shots at each other, like
Mm-hmm.
calling each other like deadbeat dads and shit like like it's they wild, bro.
They be on tomfoolery. If you don't know what we're talking about, just pop on X Twitter and the tweets between them two be hilarious, man. Like the exchanges on there be quite comical. But I mean, hey, we should expect nothing less from Kevin Durant. He is one of the OGs as far as Twitter goes.
For sure.
And then
Oh,
All
burner
Stars.
accounts.
Oh man, the king of the burner. Keep the burner in his head back pocket. But and then you got All Star Saturday night. You have the Shooting Stars Challenge won by the New York Knicks team. The slam dunk contest being won by Miami Heat's Keyshawn Johnson, even though I still say that
Who
the
the
young
fuck
man,
is that guy?
basically, I still say if Carter Bryant finishes his last dunk, he wins that contest. And we're not even talking about the dancing Keyshawn Johnson that he was on out there. I'm like, bro, I'm like, are we like just out here doing the Dougie like, and after every dunk or what? What the hell is going on here, man? But you know, and then you also have the return of Portland Trailblazers legend Dame Lillard returning in his first NBA action of the season at the 3-point
All
contest.
them niggas should be ashamed of themselves. Dame, Dame got it off the couch. Dame got it off the couch. So off the couch, my boy.
Shit. That was crazy, bro. Yeah, nah, definitely Katie's murder
I
account.
should have, I
He
should
going
have, I
crazy,
should have put,
but
I should have put the money on it, but I was like, ain't no way he gonna win it off the couch.
you would have
Like,
thought.
like but when you a shooter and you knock down,
Hey, hey, it doesn't matter how far your athleticism fades. You know, you might not be able to get off of the floor and dunk. You might not be able to stay in front of somebody when you get older. But the last thing to go in any basketball player is the jump shot. Period. Because your boy Reggie Miller can still get out there and win some contests at the Y with the way he still be shooting that thing. And Reggie well into his 50s. So, you know, I mean, but the last thing to go is that jump shot, man. But nah, that is insane that them young cats let Dame walk right in there and you know go stupid and not only win that, like you said, right off the couch. Like what?
yeah, for the people in the comments on Twitter and X and TikTok, when we say off the couch, yes, we know that he's been rehabbing, so he's not really off the fucking couch, guys.
You know what's
Since
coming, bro. You know as soon as we post
since
that damn clip.
since we have to be politically correct on TikTok, uh, we get it, guys. Fuck out of
Shit.
here.
You already know they're gonna be coming with tiki torches and pitchforks.
Especially with me, like I said, it get the people going. Like
Man,
that Bo Nix, like
the Bo Nix, the Bo Nix one, boy. It and I like to credit myself too with the sell job with that, but because I equally felt that was a crazy ass take, but definitely
But the
got the
thing is,
folks going.
people just don't have the intellectual mind because at the end of the day, Trent Dilfer has to be referred to as champion. That,
Indisputable
that I,
fact.
s- I didn't say just a game manager. I said the game manager with a
Hmm.
ring. He's an athletic version. I digress. But hey, like I said, if he was healthy, they would have been in the bowl. But
Yep,
Trent got to a bowl. Trent won a bowl.
Trent definitely won a bowl. No
Indisputable,
second.
indisputable evidence of that.
No, definitely led a historically great defense and a steady offense to a bowl. I mean, there's no
how do you
disputing that.
how do you describe the Broncos? Thank you. That's how you describe the Broncos.
You know what?
The parallels are great.
I, all I'm gonna say is defense wins championships, offense sells tickets.
Exactly. Well, that Ravens defense sold the tickets too, but
I mean, tell you. I mean, you got arguably a top three guy at both positions on that team. At middle linebacker and free safety. I mean, come on.
yeah.
That alone,
But
walking cheat codes.
right. But hey, back to All Star Weekend.
Back to All Star Weekend.
Let's really back in. But yeah, like I said, Dame off the couch, and I wish I would have went ahead threw some money on that. Because but in my head I was like, ain't no way he gonna win it off the bench, win it off the couch. But
Hmm.
I didn't get to watch all of the All Star game. I
I
watched
didn't
bits
either.
and pieces of it,
Hmm.
partially because of, in my opinion, how bad All Star Weekend has been over the past couple years. Like they're not
Yeah,
really playing, and it just so happened I turned it on as I was about to leave, and I was like, oh, like they actually playing a little bit.
just a tad. Yeah.
Like it wasn't like all out like Game 7 NBA final on the line, but like playing defense, getting stops,
Hmm.
getting back. You know, De'Aaron Fox received the little corner head fake, sidestep, game for three. Like I fuck with it. Like it seemed to be more competitive.
Hmm.
You know, Wemby got it going with the 14 points in the first game.
Hmm.
Like, but I like potentially where it's going, but it's gonna
Hmm.
be led by the younger guys. And partially,
Mm-hmm.
I would say a main factor that is gonna be Ant. Ant is a shit talker. Ant will call and has been calling the other stars out. When he said, "Oh yeah, like Luka, Jokic, they ain't really trying to play in this." Him in his ads taking shots at him. Great
Yep.
ad campaign, by the way,
Yep.
with call tell saying Wimby has zero swag with 99 potential. Like did you see all the ads of
I,
that?
I I I missed that one in particular. I'm about to go back and
Yeah,
spin a
like
block on that.
yeah, so he did like cartoons with like with the AI
Uh huh.
goggles on, and that was his shot at Wimby. He took a shot at Giannis, talking about you know how often in trade talks all the time, so he had like shit
Ooh.
like that, like
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
yeah, it was like athleticism 99, trade talks all the time. Had like a a shot at Jokic talking about like main passion equestrian, like it had, and it said how many MVPs, too many, like so he was just taking shots at people. Luca was like get gas in the fourth quarter, like
Oh
so he was just taking
man.
shots at top dogs. So
I ain't
I
mad at
respect
it
it.
though.
So I respect it. That's his ad campaign. Um, and then he also talked it in the post game. So so it's gonna be people like him, Wimby trying to go after it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the new kids is gonna try to go after it too. Like I don't see a world where AJ at BYU
Mm-hmm.
isn't an all star, like a perennial all star when you just watch
Mm-hmm.
his game, or
Yeah.
even Peterson or Patterson from Kansas. As long as he's healthy, he already got too much Kawhi in him.
Yeah, I
Like
was getting to say, bro,
like
because
like he
because
like he may be worse than Kawhi. Like because like if Kawhi
mm-hmm.
plays. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you seen Bill Self. He gave him
I,
like a look.
I
Was like I
I
think I'm
saw
done.
that.
I get
I saw that 23 points, 19 minutes, and you knock down a jumper and come out due to cramps. Come on, son. Like what?
like
What are we talking about, bro?
yeah, but so it's gonna be like the kids like him and the Dylan Harpers and the,
Mm-hmm.
to reinvigorate that competitive edge.
Mm-hmm.
The younger kids do seem to be a little bit more feistier because everybody want to be shisty. You could thank King Von and Dirk and all them, uh,
Not
and,
not
and,
not
and
not.
and
Oh
YB
man,
and NBA young boys. So
man.
you can thank them for all the hostility.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
but that seems to be where we kind of going with it again, and maybe for that basketball and potential All Star races, we'll get back to what it's supposed to be and being competitive in the dunk contest. Y'all might as well just wrap that shit up. The only person I really only knew two people in it.
Mm-hmm.
Really one. Like I know about Richardson because he was at
Mm-hmm.
Michigan State and I'm a Big
Yep.
Ten guy. But
Son of
like
Jason Richardson. Yep.
yeah, so I know who they are, but he's like not near the player or athlete that his dad was, which is cool.
Just shorter.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Like it's
Mm-hmm.
cool. It's not a shot at him. Like because if you know Jay Rich's game, Jay Rich was a supreme athlete, an elite dunker of the ball. So
Dude had hops and he could shoot that joint too.
yeah, like,
Like he was a hooper, bro.
yeah, like so I'm not taking a shot at him. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody can't be who their dad was. Like people that are sons of NBA players, like it's not many of them that are sons and supersede what the dad did. Like you looking at like
Mm-hmm.
Kobe. I'm struggling to find another one that's you say it's better, like than his dad. Like
I mean, Steph Curry over Dell Curry,
well, yeah,
but you know.
Steph, yeah, like Steph Dale, but we just
Mm-hmm.
named two, and we struggling to find like a third
Ooh,
that would be like that's
a
better.
son that was better than his dad.
Like Luke,
Um,
no, like you know what I'm saying, like that was
mm,
better, like
yeah,
without a shot of a doubt,
yeah,
better.
yeah.
So
That's a tough one, brother.
like it's hard, like,
Yeah,
and if like that's the reason like it's unfair for people to be like, oh, Bronny
I
and
got
Braun.
Kobe
I'm
over
like,
Joe Jelly Bean, but you know,
yeah,
yeah,
he's easy. He's like you know what I'm saying? Like
That's
it's
low hanging
hard to
fruit, bro.
find that. Yeah, like it's low hanging fruit. That's I'm trying to think beyond them. Like that's the reason I think it's Steph.
Yeah.
Like because we just mentioned two people that
Mm-hmm.
are on Mount Rushmore lists, right?
Right.
Like Curry's the greatest shooter of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe is probably the greatest tough shot maker of all time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So then you look at it like, oh, who's better as far as like a former NBA player and a current?
That's
Like
a really short list, brother.
it is that's better. Like
Yeah.
because you can't even say like Jeremy Grant is better than. Actually, he might be better than his dad because he's not Horace's son.
He's not Horace's son. He's
Yeah,
Harvey's
so
Harvey
yeah,
Grant's son. I mean, you
right.
might
So
have an
he might be
argument
better.
there.
He might be better than him, but he's not better. I don't think he's better than Horace. I don't think he's better than his uncle. Like he might be a better talent, but he doesn't
He's
have
a
a better
bet.
career.
Well, put it this way, he's a better offensive threat, but
But he's not. But
defensively
he's
they're
not.
on par. But yeah,
Horace is way better defensively
oh
than
yeah,
what
without
Jeremy is.
question.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like them. You can like how, yeah, but who the fuck
Did
is
Karl
Carl
Malone's
Moses?
dad play in the league?
Because I know you don't think it's Moses Malone.
Oh man,
you
money.
better not think that money.
Researching. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. All right, hang on. I gotta look this one up. I mean, the young buck might be onto something, but I just gotta check just to be sure.
If he did, it ain't Moses. Like, but
Ooh, it ain't looking good in this Google search at the moment. But let's see. Um,
hey man,
that's a negative, sir.
hey his daughter got a ring before he did, so we good.
Yeah. Now, if you want to be technical, no, I can't even get that. Not the Cheryl Ford. Yeah, I mean, she was dope too. No, his dad did not play, sir. No, but just confirmed it on Google. Young guys, man. God bless you guys.
Yeah, like it's a tough list. Like you could say Dylan has the potential to be better than Ron, but if you a ball knower, you know Ron was no fucking slouch.
Nah, Ron was no
Like
slouch, man, and a lot of people
so,
don't know about Ron Harper and them
with the Clippers
Cleveland Cavs and them
or in the
in them
Clippers, like,
in them Clippers days. They don't know about that version. They only remember his bad knees, Ron Harper. That was just the big guard with the Bulls. That's all they remember.
yeah. So like that, like he gonna have to be a perennial all star to be better than his pops. Like Ron is like that, senior like that.
Hey,
Like
hey! All I'm gonna say is, if Ron was defending Michael and that shot he hit over Craig Elo, we might be talking a little bit different about the history of MJ.
like
Unpopular
saying,
opinion,
bro.
but I'm just saying. Ron even said it himself. He's like, they won't put Craig Elo on him, And I was just gonna look at the coach like, yeah, whatever. Fuck this shit.
Yep. But like, why wouldn't you put the athletic 6'6" nigga on him?
Right?
Like that's just common sense.
Like, bruh, like you would think put the guy that matches up best with him athletically and physically. No, we're gonna go with a smaller guy that's clearly slower and no disrespect to Craig Elo, but he had no damn business on Michael Jordan in that final moment, man.
Yeah.
City of Cleveland, known for making blunderous mistakes in the moment of truth. Fast forward, Timothy Mozgov and Trisha Thompson getting sat down in favor of going with a smaller lineup to match up against the 2015 Warriors when they had no depth. Just
Hey man, it's Cleveland for you. But hey, I gave my thoughts. I don't really have ever much to say about the skills competition. I just feel like that's there. It's cool
It's a
to
filler.
watch.
It's a filler,
right?
event.
And it is what it is. But I gave my feedback. Like, what was your takeaway from All Star Weekend? Like, I can probably say I'll be cool if the dunk contest just vanish at this point.
I think there's a path forward, but they're gonna have to do something special. One, there has to be some sort of like incentive, something, man. Like they gotta do something to boost the participation with that, because I feel like either the money's not right or something motivation wise just simply ain't there to motivate these guys, to do that. We'll see about Cam Boozer. That's a good call. I mean, he is slated to be possibly a top 5 pick right now on a lot of mock draft boards, but we'll see. It also depends on where he lands, So, but now Cam Boozer is supposed to be a solid product as well, but we'll see. I just hope that his hairline ages better than what his dad's did, but and not be coming out with a damn gallon of Beijing on your damn head one night and then vanishing in the next night. But
Have you heard Cam talk about that?
nah, I have not. I heard Carlos talk about it, but I ain't heard Kim talk about it. Oh, he said Keon will live up to.
No. You
Unfortunately, I
better,
got it.
you
Nah.
better, you better put some fucking respect on his daddy's name.
Woo, shit.
Mello, one of them ones.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
like
Man.
Mello might, in some people's eyes, Mello crack top 5 small forwards of all time. Like, I got him
I
around
wouldn't be
like
mad at that.
I got him around like 8-7, but like,
Mm-hmm.
but I can make an argument to put him up there, like scoring, especially if you talking about scoring the rock. Mello one of them ones, bro.
Man, I
Like,
mean, if we're talking offensively scoring as a small forward, there ain't too many more guys that had a deeper bag on the offensive side of the ball over him. I mean, if we gonna really be honest about that, you know what I'm saying? Only guys that didn't belong in that conversation: Birdman, Larry Bird,
KD,
maybe KD.
not maybe KD.
I
KD's
mean, but
already in that
I kind of
like
view KD as a power forward, but I know technically he plays the three. But you know, KD, if you're going to give him the small four, he goes into that conversation.
Braun.
Bron, even though
But
Bron's been more of a
even
facilitator,
but like if we talk about offensive bag, yeah, Melo. But like at the end of the day, you still got to throw Braun in there. He's the all-time lead scorer in NBA history.
he is.
Like
He is.
so, but like that's kind of like scores of the Rock at the three. It's kind of where it stopped.
It
Like
kind of stops with those three, bro. Like I don't care who you throw. I don't care who you throw in there, brother. Like I don't
like
care.
what do you go? Are you gonna throw Tracy in it? Like because
More of
people
a
say
two
he had
guard, if
three,
you ask
right?
me. But
Right. Some people say he had two. Some people say he had three. But then Tracy's run was what 4 or 5 years. Like
as a
peak.
top scorer in the league, yeah. I mean, you talk really it's from that them years in Orlando, those 4 years in Orlando, and that first or second year of Houston, and that's really about it. His body started to break down quickly after that. I can't throw Vince in there because he kind of fell off offensively fast.
You can't throw Grant.
Can't throw Grant. Prime wasn't long enough. I mean, there's guys that had the potential to get in that conversation. They just couldn't. They either didn't hold up or just they declined too fast. I mean,
Yeah,
Scotty,
the
but
list gets
Scotty was
slim.
more defensive. He
Defensive.
wasn't really that big of a bag offensively. Who'd you say?
Yep. I was saying Scotty, Dominique. Like Dominique had points,
Dominique.
but he was
Yeah.
straight athleticism. Like
Yeah, yeah. More of a finisher than a shooter. Essentially, yeah, man. I mean, as far as having an offensive bag, bro, like Melo might be that offensively speaking, and we're talking strictly on offense. I ain't talking about passing. I ain't as far as 1-on-1. Melo might have been one of them dudes. I mean, I can't even throw a Paul Pierce in there, man. I think that's an even insult to even mention Paul Pierce in that, but yeah, man.
Melo like that, bro.
I don't like that. Top three at least. Top three lock at least if we're gonna have a
Offensively.
conversation offensively.
Offensively. Full
I
body
did
of work. That's where you can bump down because like
it.
I would take Scotty over him.
Yeah, I would too. I would too.
Like
'Cause Sky was just a more versatile player. That still doesn't get the credit that he deserves. Yeah, I think I just had no idea for unsung heroes in the future.
yeah.
But yeah, but nonetheless, with the All Star Weekend, I just don't. Dunk contests can only be saved by some sort of special incentive, man, because we just aren't catching that lightning in a bottle like how we used to, as far as getting certain guys that aren't afraid of like failing or falling or whatever, like protecting their brand, whatever the case is. I just don't see a path forward where they can legitimately save that event without like doing some sort of like massive change or like bringing in city dunker, you know what I mean, like professional dunkers. I don't know, man. I just don't know if there's anything because they need some guys that can put some wow factors. Like bro, like to be honest, like we have not really been like wowed since the 2016 contest. I mean, we kind of had a little bit of a duel right there in 2020, right before COVID hit between Aaron Gordon and Derrick Jones Jr. But even then, I still felt that Aaron Gordon got robbed. But I mean, honestly, I hold one guy responsible for the decline of the dunk contest because it was on its way back. But I hold one guy responsible for the state that it's in right now. Dwayne Wade. I know, right? You never participated in the contest, right? So we all know that Aaron Gordon could go out there and still win that thing, like if he really entered it, especially with as watered down as the competition is nowadays, right? And even though he may not have them same kind of hops that he had before, you know, he could still get out there and beat the. I mean, he damn sure outdunked the Jackson Hayes of this world, and you know that Keisha. I mean, no disrespect to Keyshawn Johnson, he didn't really show me anything that I haven't seen before necessarily. But I fought Dwayne Wade because he had one of the dodgiest scoring situations where and robbing a guy clearly of a situation where he should have been getting at least his first of 3 attempts at the dunking title. So when you got shady shit like that going on, and we got so limited talent left that can get out there and truly wow the crowd, and that's how you do them. Guys might be thinking about that shit. It might come down to the judging and that kind of nonsense going on. So I hold Dwayne Wade firmly responsible for the state that it's in right now because we had a shot. We were on our way back. We was getting there. But this motherfucker want to give his boy a chance at getting a dunk title over Aaron Gordon on some bullshit. That Taco Fall dunk should have been 50 and should have been over with. We should have been giving Aaron Gordon his first dunking crown. So yes, folks, I hold Dwayne Wade directly responsible for the state of the dunk contest.
I got you. And just to circle back just a little bit on the comment.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 comments that I see that I want to. All right, one, Hoodie Mello is see, this is the thing though. Hoodie Mello is a hood urban legend. We talking about him in a fucking Lifetime gym. So let's stop it. All right, let's stop it. That's that. And then 2, I get you looking out for Mr. Cayenne Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't sit here and act like Cayenne is even better than Elijah Arenas. Elijah is like that.
Right now.
Yes. I'm talking about right now.
Not getting benched at his school, as we've heard that happen with
Elijah been leading his team in scoring over the last month. He just made his debut the month prior because of the accident and all that. Like Elijah might still be able to come out this year and go top and go lottery. So Elijah like that. Elijah better than Cayenne. Like Cayenne ain't gonna be 2 years. He not a one and done guy.
No. Definitely not. Definitely not. But, we'll see. There's a lot of names that, can be thrown into the mix. We'll see how it goes. But I tell you, if we're talking about, like, right now, guys, and I know we're kind of pivoting away from, like, the Suns or whatnot. Gotta keep your eyes on, man, especially if he comes out. Darius Acuff Jr., star guard for the Arkansas Razorbacks. People are starting to say that he might be the best guard that John Calipari has ever coached. Then that's some big names that they're kind of throwing off to the side there.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm not in agreement, but
no, I got 2.
Mm-hmm.
He's not better than.
I'm with you.
I don't gotta look him up.
Yep. I think I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
It's 2.
Yep.
Actually, is it 3?
Put it this way, I know one guy you're going to bring up. He was at Kentucky. Another guy you're going to bring up, and this is where I kind of got offended, was at Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
So I know who you get ready to bring up. I'm curious about your third pick.
No, because I was in my head.
Guards. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, shit.
This nigga better than Shea.
Oh, don't.
like, stop it. He better than Book. Stop
it. Hold on. We're talking in college.
Shea still averaged 15 off the bench.
I know, but we talking about college, though.
As a freshman. This dude you talking about, I think, is a junior.
Man, nah, this kid's solid, though, bro. Like, I'm just saying.
He ain't him.
Nah, he's a freshman still, bro.
College, he better than De'Aaron Fox? No, not at college. No.
I'll tell you what. Let's see what happens in the tournament. We'll see what happens in the tournament because that also because that also changes the narrative with some of these guys too. Dare I not circle back on guys like Lonzo Ball, who was hailed as one of the ones and got to the tournament, and
You ran into
yeah,
De'Aaron
that's
Fox.
that's how I found out about De'Aaron Fox.
Like,
I just because I was not watching Kentucky like that until I saw De'Aaron Fox. I said, "Who is this? Who is this from over here?" But
with the
yeah,
little wicks in his head.
sheesh, yeah, man. But but no, I mean, we definitely gonna be talking more about March Madness and some college basketball coming up because the tournament is within 30 days of doing that. So
and,
definitely
and
be.
another and just another son to throw out there since we on it.
It's on my sons. Yep. Please
Hey,
don't say
y'all
Patrick
pay
Ewing Jr.
nah, y'all pay attention to Andrea Stojakovic out in Illinois.
Another, yeah, he ain't getting enough love either, bruh.
So
Yeah, nah, he been quietly cooking. I know the Big Ten been all focused on Michigan, but there's a guy in Illinois that definitely has been cooking. Yeah, he ain't getting enough
yeah,
love either, man.
yeah.
He definitely
So
put it this way, he's got a deeper bag than his father, at least from what I've seen so far.
Deaver bag, but he's not a better shooter.
Well, no, I mean Pager was
Elite.
Pager was one of them when it came to letting that gun go.
Yeah,
Though. I know we got way off subject. We're talking about All Star Weekend, and unfortunately, I mean, I think we know what it is, man. There's more work that's got to be done. They got to get back to basics. I mean, the round robin tournament is cool and all, but I think it's still a little too much. I think that's their efforts to try to get more guys into the mix and stuff, and also kind of have a continuation coming out of the Rising Stars Challenge game and giving them a shot at doing some damage on the on the actual night of the game. So we'll see. There's a lot more that needs to come out of it, but my favorite moment for the weekend was definitely watching my boy Dame, man, because I really hate to where his career has gone, especially over this past 2 or 3 years, man, with him being going from top one of the top like four or five point guards in the league to kind of falling out of sight, out of mind due to age and injury. Man, it was nice to see him back on the court, even if it was for just that limited capacity. So, but hey, Dame might not be able to. It may not be Dame time as often as it used to be, but Dame showed you that it could still be Dame time on any given moment. So. But shout out to Dame Lillard, man, for making his quiet return to the court, even though it wasn't in game time capacity. It was nice to see my boy out there, you know, stepping into the arena with the 3-point shootout championship as well. So, but speaking of 3 points and guys that could let that thing go, we are now getting ready to transition to our second segment here. And this is where we talk about the Unsung Heroes mini series that we'll be launching within our podcast outlines and episode. And again, this is the highlight stories of guys that defied the odds, beat, them David versus Goliath moments or runs that they go on. And there's one that, even though we kind of talked about it a year ago, I feel that we need to revisit it again because, yet again, the narrative still gets heavily slanted when it comes to this particular finals matchup and champion and their run to get to that point. We are going to open up the second segment specifically talking about with our new mini-series of Unsung Heroes. And our very first case of examination with this is revisiting the 2011 NBA Finals between the Dallas Mavericks, led by German NBA Hall of Famer Dirk Nowitzki, up against the newly assembled Miami Heatles, originally led by Dwayne Wade, but also expanded by the additions of Chris Bosh and LeBron James. And as we go back to this series, I mean, it's obvious when you think about it, and you know me, I'm always a fan of like highlighting the low-hanging fruit logic and how that always seems to blind folks' way of thinking. All people think is, oh man, they dropped the ball, man. LeBron was scared. LeBron, he's supposed to be that dude, man. He didn't get it done. He choked. All this other nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to stop with this nonsense, man. We have to give the Dallas Mavericks their credit because when you really go back and look at that team, they were a team of destiny. Period. And the reason why I say that is you just go back and look at the teams that they knocked off on this run up into that point. 2011 playoff run, first round against the Portland Trail Blazers. had LaMarcus Aldridge, had a couple other decent players on that team, Wesley Matthews, um, Nicholas Batum. They had a solid team. Not enough probably to knock off the Mavericks, but they were no slouches. But they knocked them off. Um, Second round, they knocked off my guy's favorite team. Can't let them people know who that team was.
Kobe,
And the
defending champ,
defending,
two-time.
two-time defending three straight finals appearances, defending NBA champion in the Los Angeles Lakers. And not only they beat them, they broomed them on top of it. And then in the Western Conference Finals, they went up against the Young Pups, three future Hall of Famers. They hadn't quite arrived yet, but they were on their way. They were starting to break the mold. They knocked off the Oklahoma City Thunder, led by a very young Kevin Durant, a even younger Russell Westbrook, and James Harden.
Even younger Harden.
Even younger James Harden. Pre-beard James Harden. Knocked them off, and then obviously the NBA's finals matchup, winning in 6 against the Miami Heat. But Zay, a lot of people just don't seem to still want to give Dirk Nowitzki and the rest of that quietly, even though these guys were older. That was still a loaded roster that was around that Mavericks team, bro. When we really go back and break it down, I mean, there was virtually no weakness on that team when you think about it.
Well, I just think it was a combination of a perfect storm. Like, the playoff run is probably one of the most impressive runs in basketball history. Like, he went through close to 8 Hall of Famers. Three, 8, 9. I count 9 that he went through because I think LaMarcus will eventually get in one day. If he not, he borderline. So it was 8 or 9, right? Because LaMarcus was like that. Because also when you think of that, college basketball. I mean, Hall of Fame, NBA, but basketball Hall of Fame go off college and everything else. So it go off the whole picture. So LaMarcus maybe was squeaking there one day, but if not, he went through 8 bona fide Hall of Famers. 8. So the roster itself, like, to me, it wasn't like it was like a crazy good roster, but they overachieved for damn sure.
They overachieved. No disputing that.
But when you getting help like what JJ Barea was giving them off the bench, like Peja was on that team, Corey Brewer. Like, it was just a lot of plug and play guys, like a great defender in Tyson Chandler. You have an aged Jason Kidd, great defender in Sean Marion, a shooter, like I said, in Peja, then Jason Terry, an older scorer, I guess you could say, in Caron Butler. Like, Caron wasn't asked to be the guy.
Right.
Like, it's a team that shouldn't have beat that Miami team. That's something that we could definitely agree on. Like, it shouldn't. On paper, that team is not supposed to beat them, right?
I hear you, but keep going on. We'll cut you off this shit. Go ahead.
On paper, they're not supposed to. You can sit there and be like, well, they're built. Yeah, you built to stop it if they have like one of them, not all 3. Like, and granted, that Miami team holistically wasn't the best put together team, but when you have 3 dudes that average basically 90, it kind of don't matter. Like, it kind of don't matter the where you getting it from everywhere else. But yeah, man, like the team, but I don't think people talk about how impressive Dirk was. You realize I named all those, and I didn't even mention Dirk. If you want to be real, put this into like an entertainment context, and it's kind of funny how it works out, right?
Yep.
This nigga is Thanos in reverse
Ha ha ha. Yes. Go ahead. I let
because
you cook.
the nigga had the gauntlet in 11. They were supposed to win and beat the Heat because the team was loaded in 05.
2006. I
That's when
remember
they
that
were the
one.
1 seed and they
Yep.
got upset by Wade.
Yep. Went up 2
And
nothing and lost 4 straight. Yep.
right. And the reason I say even things how it even works out 5 years later,
Yep.
the blip 5 years later, he he popped back
Yeah.
and he did
Yeah. He
thrones
came
them.
back from the.
So he's Thanos really in reverse. It's a story in reverse. Like
Or flip side. Maybe he was Iron Man all along.
nah, because he ain't had Avengers with him.
I mean, he kind of did though,
nah,
bro. He
he went
kind of
against
did.
the Avengers, bro.
No, no.
He went
What?
against it because that's if you call him Wade Thanos because you can't call Braun Thanos. He
I
wasn't in
mean,
that.
hey. Toronto called him Lathanos for a hot second. I'm
Like,
just saying.
well, they still call him that. They still can't get over that.
I'll never forget, man. Slightly off subject. I never forget the defeated look on my man DeMar DeRozan's face when they
And
asked
Kyle Lowry.
and Kyle Lowry. But when they asked DeMar to Strictly, like, what was the biggest difference and why they couldn't beat them? He said we didn't have LeBron James. What I mean,
Look, do you know how
oh shit.
the type of how you live rent free in somebody's head when they say I was initially pissed that I got traded to San Antonio, but then I was like, oh shit, I'm in the West, ain't no Braun, bet, and then 2 weeks later he go to the Lakers, and now he's pissed again. Love it,
Oh
rent
man.
free, bro.
For
Granted, more
for
than 2 weeks because he was a trade versus a free agency, but
I'm sure glad they were actually good friends in real life, or they became better friends in real life. Because, buddy, professionally, nah, I might have been like Tyrese at a certain point. Because I got heaping like you.
that's
You
basically
need
what
to
it came
move.
down to.
Yeah, he moved all right, right out to Los Angeles. But yeah, I mean, but let's. I okay, yes, they got the big three. You got three all stars, future Hall of Famers. I get it. Now, mind you, this ain't the second or third Miami Heat roster where we were talking about them having, Ray Allen, Shane Battier. I'm gonna revisit this roster, bro, and you tell me who was gonna beat that Mavericks team with the likes of Joel Anthony starting at center and Shane Battier. Okay, so at least you got another wing guy out there. Mario Chalmers, Eddie Curry.
I know it's on it. Birdman.
Young Norris Cole, Juwan Howard,
Oh head.
Ronnie Turioff, washed at that point. Dexter Pittman, barely even stayed in the NBA. Couldn't get the weight
Texas,
under
right?
control. Yep. Big dog out of Texas. Couldn't get his weight under control. Couldn't stay in the league. Bad back, out of gas all the time. Mike Miller.
Mike was
I
still
can
shooting that milk though. That
yeah,
season he was.
whenever
That
his back
season,
wasn't hurting. Yeah.
that next season, that's when the back really kicked in. That season, he was still shooting. Mike was still shooting that year.
James Jones.
Shooting that year. Shooter from Phoenix came in with a clip. 6'8", athletic
just
wing
saying.
that could shoot it.
Udonis Haslam.
Thug. Keep it going. Pitbull.
He said,
Enforcer.
was he really an enforcer? Just a tough talker.
Hey, you tell him.
Oh,
You
no, of
ask him.
course.
You
Of
ask him.
course. Oh, man,
He about
you
it,
know.
about it.
I'm sure off the court, Udonis Haslam was something to behold, but on the court, my man's had a limited skill set. Very just saying, bunch of guys that didn't even make the roster. I mean, Mikael Gladness, Terrell Harris, they didn't last. Friggin' what's this last guy on here? Yeah, I mean, they weren't going nowhere with that roster, bro. Like when you're relying on Joel Anthony and Eddie Curry up front against the likes of a Tyson Chandler and Brendan Haywood, you're in trouble. When Chris Bosh, and don't disrespect to Chris Bosh when I say this, when Chris Bosh is your best defensive presence in the front presence in the front court, you're in trouble, bro. Going against the likes of two a defensive player of the year talent in Tyson Chandler, a very serviceable starter on some teams at some points in his career in Brandon Haywood. Jan Mahimi was also on that roster as well. And Dirk, you're in trouble against that team, bro. I'm sorry. You are in deep doo-doo going against that front line on the glass alone. So that means you better be making every shot and handling your business to transition, because if not, you are in trouble. And that other team, to counter that, let's go down. I mean, I know you called off some of those guys, but I mean, they had a Corey Brewer, they had a Karan Butler, they had guys that could still get you, like do shit, man, like Sean Marion, Peja. Even though he was washed up at that point, they still had enough of those Grizzly veterans that could still give you minutes, and because they couldn't be counted on as stars anymore, they were in supporting roles. JJ Barea, that Mavericks team was quietly loaded, man. They just don't want to give them the kind of credit that they truly deserve, bro. Like, I know it was Braun, Wade, and Bosh, and they should have been able to carry them over the hump, bro. But, man, the Mavericks knocked off the Lakers, and they were the defending champs. I know they were starting to slowly show signs of, fatigue, but you still had Kobe, you still had Meta World Peace, you still had Powell, still had Lamar Odom, if I remember correctly. They hadn't traded him away yet. They hadn't traded him away yet, because he got traded to Dallas when he left LA, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you still had Lamar Odom. You still had Bad Knees Bynum, even though he was starting to show. I'm sorry to rehash that memory, but you still had Bad Knees Bynum. D Fish. You still had some pieces, man, and Dirk made mincemeat of them boys, bro. Had them looking mighty inferior. We should have, like, real talk. I know that would have been their fourth run to the finals, but we should have known then that Dallas meant business when they swept the Lakers. Like, I know the Lakers were starting to show cracks, but to totally knock them out of sight, out of mind, yeah, that we should have known then. I mean, we should have known that the Pups really didn't stand much of a chance. I mean, they were on their way, but they hadn't arrived yet. They were still, had a little bit of
you're like a year. We knew they were like a year too early.
Mm-hmm. Ahead of a rebuild. Ironically, it's funny how they just did that shit again with this team, this iteration of the Thunder.
Presti.
Ahead of schedule.
Presti.
Yep. That's why I always call him. He was the original guy dubbed the evil genius until you and I crossed paths. Different story for a different day, but no, Sam Presti, man, one hell of a GM leadership. But I say all that to reiterate the fact, Dirk Nowitzki, and even I'm glad you even brought up the point talking about the 2006 finals, because I don't even think Dirk gets to the height that he got to in 2011 if the series of events that followed that finals loss didn't happen. You lose when you get to the finals. You come in somewhere in that stretch. I can't remember exactly what year it was, but I know what happened before that. You come in as the number one seed in the playoffs, and you get knocked off in the first round by an 8th seeded Golden State Warriors.
Baron Davis.
Led by Baron Davis, Captain Jack, and the crew. Literally, again, another group of unsung heroes, very underrated squad. If those of us that know ball, that particular Warriors team was tough. But, but it takes, in Dirk's case, it took losing a finals that you should have won. It takes getting your ass embarrassed when you're coming off of your MVP season and getting bounced in the first round as the number one seed versus an 8th seed. It takes all that to understand the dedication and the kind of level you have to get your game to in order to eventually break through and win a championship. And that's why I said, I know it was definitely Thanos in reverse, but the NBA created that monster that we saw in 2021 at the height of his power. At the end of the day,
the world created Thanos.
Literally.
You've seen the parallels.
No, it's very clear. It's very clear. I mean, there was no saving the day in Endgame. No, my boy, no, Infinity War happened as the final part of that saga. Because Buddy, nah, man, Dirk was literally the original 3-level scorer. Bro could beat you from at every angle on the floor. He could stretch the floor. He could beat you to mid-range. He could get you on the block. There was just no stopping Dirk that particular season, bro.
I ain't gonna say he the originator, because there was other 3 level scores like Larry Bird, like
I know Bird was that
Larry
dude, but
Bird.
on Dirk's level though,
Are you shitting me? Are you shit? Frost,
7 foot,
don't
7 foot. I mean,
don't.
we know who's the better player all time. I'm not.
I'm not even
Let's
talking
make
about
sure
all
we on.
time, but yeah, you better classify and say 7 foot, because you talking about you said 3 level score. He was 6'9" and did whatever he wanted with the ball and told you what he's gonna do first.
Hey, now the one thing
Like
about Larry
Bird,
Bird.
like
Hey,
Bird,
Bird.
Bird, man, don't piss me off.
Hey. All I'm gonna say is with Bird, there's a reason why my man always said, "I can't run, can't jump, that back pathetic, but will still cook your ass from anywhere on the court." When I say 3 level, I mean I don't get me wrong. Larry Bird was elite. He had an elite offensive bag, and I hate talking basketball with younger cats because they really don't understand that how good Larry Bird was, and it was mainly because of how good the Boston Celtics team was that was around him that really kind of limited his ability to, like, he didn't have to carry them offensively. Like, he could have if he needed to, and when he needed to, the dude was unstoppable. Like, he's cooked some of the best defenders we've seen. Hello, Dennis Rodman. Hello, John Sally. you know, whoever you want to throw out there from the Pistons teams, those get cooked initially.
See, but like that's the thing though. Like you say that
James
like
Worthy.
he didn't have to carry. Right, he didn't have to carry. It made it look effortlessly, averaging 28, 30, 29, 28. Like he
And
did that
mind you,
too.
and mind you, this was in an era where there were no stretch bigs out there.
Right. It's still
Robert
shooting.
Parrish, Kevin McHale, both post monsters.
Right. And like averaging 9 rebounds and 7 assists and a steal and shooting 90% from the free throw line,
Yeah,
40% from three, 50% from the field. He did what he wanted.
he did.
He did what he wanted with the Rock. Like,
No doubt. No, I am not disputing that. The man got 3 rings to prove that shit. you know, wherever you thought I mean, granted they couldn't win them back to back, but there's a reason why they got their 3 rings in the '80s, and
hey, I know. We always talk about like the likes of AI and Bron on carrying a team to a championship run on a championship run that lost. Y'all go look up that Indiana State team.
Oh shit, shit. Now when we start talking about it, literally Larry Bird was if you wanted, I mean, shit. If you talking college basketball, brother, Who the hell leaves Bob Knight in Indiana? Goes to the same school in the state, literally like small school, small, bro.
Sycamores.
And then we ain't heard from that damn school since then.
And you ain't gonna hear them again.
He never.
Like
Carried them boys to the national championship, bro. Like literally one of the most miraculous runs ever. And the only reason why he lost is because he went up against somebody equally great that actually had a little bit of help on his team. So
and that game, dogfight.
Dogfight to the finish. to the finish.
Yeah.
But
Larry nickname is legend for a reason.
nah, no doubt. No doubt about that. No. And then, like I said, I mean, but when I say like Dirk, I guess I don't view Larry as an effective of a. I mean, obviously he's a better perimeter player than what Dirk is, but I'm talking like just simply like from because he could kill you on the block, and I know Larry's game was more perimeter based than what it was like post based, and I guess that's the only reason why I'm saying Dirk was one of the true original 3 level scorers that we've seen out there. So, but now Larry could cook you from anywhere on the floor too. He just wasn't he may not have been as much of a post presence as what Dirk was, but Dirk could literally kill you on all 3 levels of the floor, and he was 7 feet, an unathletic 7-footer on top of that, So
Invented his own shot. That one-legged fadeaway. To do that at 7 foot is unguardable.
Dog, it's literally unguardable.
Like it's not even needed. But like, what if Wemby even had that in his bag?
I think it's there. I just think in today's game, it's not as you're not gonna find him because teams want it spread it out more, and they don't the days of dump it down to your best big man and let him like go to work on the block ain't like how it used to be, But if it was, he'd be right. He would literally like. He might be threatening to catch up with LeBron as far as like most points scored. If he were to change the game like that, which I think if there's ever a guy that could change the game to that degree, it could be him. But I think because of the game being too in love with 3 pointers and perimeter baseball, we won't see that. But nonetheless, you still can't block his damn shot. Good luck blocking that shit on the damn 3 point line. Like 7'4" with that ridiculous wingspan. Like nah. But in all summary, man, like when it came to that team, bro, like it was just something like beholding the team, and also too, this almost that finals run was so significant. Excuse me, significant to the point where when you really think about it, it almost stunted the growth of like the whole super team concept because it did stifle the Heels right out the gate. Now, granted, that began to contribute to what we needed to see out of LeBron James eventually, and pushed him to the next level to reach his, level of greatness that he needed to get to. But you know, iron sharpens iron at the end of the day. And Dirk, man, like I said, it didn't matter who the hell you put on him, man. No matter what it was, Marcus Aldridge, Pau Gasol, Serge Ibaka, Chris Bosh, whatever big you want to throw from any one of those turds I called off in Miami's front court outside of Chris Bosh, it just wasn't gonna matter, bro. Like there was no stopping Dirk Nowitzki that particular season, in general. And with the supporting cast, he just had a nice group of guys that got written off around him. Like you said, Jason Terry, he had washed up Jason Kidd, who was still serviceable. Tyson Chandler, they said he was only good for blocking shots and catching alley oops or whatever. JJ Barea, too small but fast as hell and hard as hell to stay in front of. Sean Marion couldn't do shit. Let some people tell he couldn't do shit outside of Phoenix's running gun system. All those guys, man. Peja Stojakovic, washed up. Karan Butler on the back end of his physical prime. Corey Brewer still had one of the most ridiculous travels in history. If you don't know, man, go look that up on YouTube. Boy took about 6 steps catching the ball one-handed from the damn 3-point line, going up with a dunk. But yeah, Deshaun Stevenson. These are guys that nobody else wanted, and Dirk was able to make that shit click, bro. And just to get those guys up to the next level, man. Like, you got to give that man his credit, man. It was definitely something beholden to see. So, but folks, let's stop making that particular NBA Finals about LeBron and the boys losing versus doing the right thing and giving Dirk Nowitzki and that Dallas team their credit, bro. Because, again, they went on one hell of a run. And if you do your homework and know who they beat to get to that point, you'd understand that it wasn't that they were the underdog. It was the fact that they were a team of destiny. Like, that was a monster that nobody wanted to see that season, period. It just did not. And as quiet as it's kept, we may not have gotten the best out of LeBron James if it wasn't for suffering that finals loss and then getting crucified for it.
It's always possible.
You said it's always possible?
Yep. It's always possible. Hindsight's 2020, so we don't know what it would have been. But you can easily say that loss may push LeBron to be what he is today, or you can even say the sweep of San Antonio pushed him to be what he is and what he became. We know that the sweep pushed him. Well, the sweep didn't push him out the door, but allegedly. But yeah.
What sweep are you alluding to, sir?
San Antonio. Mama want fun too, but
come on, man.
Mama gotta have fun too. Mama got a life too, baby.
Don't do that, man. We are not. No. We are not doing that, sir. We are not doing that here. We will not speak ill of the defenseless. And yeah, man, that whole situation was just
diabolical.
It was so diabolical, man. And you know what I honestly think, like, with that particular story, I think it might have been a simple situation where, like, they might have hugged, had a conversation somewhere, and somebody like put that bullshit out there and ran away with it, bro. I don't think Delonte West was banging Gloria James, bro.
I don't either. Like, if he did, you a different kind of nigga. You a different kind of nigga.
Whew. I don't know, man. My boy had a hard life since his playing days, man. But I just don't. Yeah.
Hey, we ain't gotta go down there. But yeah. but in a nutshell, this This is one of it's one of the greatest title runs.
Mm-hmm.
You can almost what other title run would you put up with it?
Mm. The only other one I think that would even remotely compare, and this is more so because they didn't have definitive star power on their team, excuse me, would be the team that got to the finals before 1 year before they got to their finals in 2006, and that would be the team that won it in 2004 with the Detroit Pistons. Only because they did not have that definitive superstar to carry them over at the top. They again had a group of guys that were kind of dismissed by their previous teams. I mean, when you think about it, Chauncey Billups got wrote off by Boston, Denver, Orlando, Minnesota. Rip Hamilton dismissed basically by Washington. Ben Wallace, undrafted guy, undrafted kid, several teams, and then dismissed by Orlando, who also traded him to Detroit. We just had a bad habit of unloading guys way before they hit their peak, boy. But Tayshaun Prince drafted into that system, and then obviously we know the story with Rasheed Wallace, from Washington to Portland, and eventually getting traded there. At that moment, Mehmet Okur, they had a lot of guys that just, again, you put together a bunch of hardworking guys that they may not have been like two-way dynamos, but they were just the right group of like pieces that could come together and make a particular system work. I mean, you got the best out of everybody's skill set. Rashid's ability to stretch the floor as a stretch big, Ben Wallace's inability on offense to contribute, but a monster defensively to anchor the paint. Chauncey Billups' ability as a dynamic point guard to not the most athletic, but being able to facilitate, being able to hit big shots down the stretch, being able to play solid defense. Rip Hamilton, I mean, hell, he was Reggie Miller incarnated at one point with the way that dude could run off screens and knock down jump shots. Tayshaun Prince, Swiss Army knife, ridiculous length balls on defense and the ability to shoot that one of the ugliest jump shots I've ever seen in my life. Wasn't as bad as Sean Marion's, but Tayshaun did not have a pretty jump shot. I remember it was hard as hell to hit that shit on 2K. That's why I never picked him up in any fantasy draft. But the 2004 Pistons team was definitely one of the more one of the teams that kind of fit the mold as to what I would say, but I would still give Dallas just because of nobody believing in Dirk, and then all the stigmas that was around back then. You can't win with European bigs, and European bigs were soft, and all this other nonsense that they were saying. Even though guys like Pau Gasol long had dispelled that myth, but Dirk, man, when he paid the price, man, he it was literally Dark Knight Rises, man. He had his back broken several times and found a way to beat Bane in the in the moment of truth. You know, it took him being broken, embracing the dark side of the Force before he could eventually break through. But I would still say the Mavericks are probably still the greatest underdog story, but I think that's more so because of the total path to get there. And with the people thinking that Miami should have just wiped the floor with them, and you know, but in retrospect, they were, yeah, they were legit, bro. We gotta give the boys their flowers. You know,
Gotcha.
but
It's
we
not a
are getting
bad
ready to.
run. It's not a
Oh, for
bad
sure.
run at all.
I don't know. We're getting ready to move into segment three here, and this is more so talking about a few different events that transpired here recently in Black history, because I think both of these instances uh, deserve to be recorded in there in particular, and mainly a couple of things stories that have been mainly talked about in the media here of late. If you have not been paying crazy attention to the news and stuff, or I'm sure you've heard about it at some point. There was a video that was released on Truth Social depicting a lot of political figures in a video. I guess I don't know if it was directly associated with the Lion King or not, but nonetheless, if you haven't been paying attention, this was posted on the president of the United States, Donald Trump's Truth Social page, depicting the Obamas in particular in their video as having their faces placed on apes in this particular video, even though there were other people featured as different animals, but obviously the stark contrast of them being featured as apes and then himself being portrayed as a lion king in that particular video obviously did not sit well with the general public, including myself and my co-host here. But obviously something like that gets riled up, and obviously the Obamas are currently not in office. They are, have their other efforts and philanthropic interests that they're participating in. But Zay, I want to hand this over to you first, man, and get your thoughts on first that particular display by the current sitting president, and then the Obama's classic response to said debauchery. Your take on this particular incident and how the Obamas represented themselves and this country still with class to this day.
So I can't speak to what was said in response. I personally didn't catch it, but like the imagery that was posted of that video is something that one it shouldn't happen between common folk like me and you. Period. That's one. But
Yeah.
for this to come from your commander in chief is completely asinine. Like, people are like, well, he's still a human. You gotta have a life. Like, you should be able to post what. Yeah, he can post what he want, but like posting stuff like that is crazy. Like, that type of stuff sparks division. So when you're supposed to be the commander in chief of all the people, it's supposed to be about unity and a united front, and it's very divisive type of conduct that he's doing. So I don't get it. So me just understanding who the Obamas were, I can I can already know what the response is. Like the famous quote by Michelle, when they go low, you go high. Like we go high. It's like I get it. It they weren't going to respond with smut. That's just not what the Obamas do. They weren't going to reach down to that depth. So I'm not shocked with that they conducted themselves in any type of respectful manner in regards to this. And the leadership right now in this country to me is kind of a not kind of it's a joke. Even down to things that are coming out with the files, and then you seeing how other countries are responding in lieu of the files, and not just media people talking about the files. They actually making arrests in other countries.
Yeah, I did see that about the former Prince
Prince, yep,
Charles. Yep.
yep. So arrested this morning. Yep. So yeah, like that's where I'm at with it. Like the leadership is a joke right now. I'm not surprised with the Obama's reaction of what it probably was. Like I said, I didn't get to see it, so I can't speak directly
I
as to
got you.
what was said. But yeah, like it's a joke for real.
No doubt. And I did get a chance because, I mean, I hate to admit that I unfortunately watch this stuff a lot closely because I do like to try to stay tapped in with what's going on with the country, not necessarily from a political standpoint, but just at the leadership. As painful as it is to watch with what's taking place with our government at the federal level on so many fronts. But to clarify, Obama was interviewed recently by a particular media outlet, and the summary was just really talking about how it is just deeply disturbing to see that kind of behavior from a sitting president in regards to predecessors in general and just the carelessness that's going on, and appreciate you pulling up Brian and tapping in. He's definitely doing everything in his power to distract his folks from the files, and I deeply do think that that's something that's a factor into the equation because yes, he signed an act for them to release the files after being under pressure about this thing for several years now, especially this past year in regards to that. But the Obama, I mean, Barack, whether you agree with his political agenda through the years or not, no matter where you stand about him, you can't dispute the fact that he has always represented the country with class and decorum. And his response to this buffoonery by the president or the alleged staffer that allegedly released this by getting a hold of his account as a joke, another cover up, if you ask me, and a bullshit response to the whole thing from the White House camp. It's just ridiculous. But I can appreciate the fact that the president, regardless of how people feel about him, whether it's race, political, whatever, responded with class and just saying that it's deeply disturbing. But he's happy at the fact that the American public and even federal officials that are a part of his administration are starting to call the bullshit for what it is because it is classless, it's tasteless, and there's no time for it. We should be focused on providing transparency to the country in regards to what's going on with these Epstein files. And I know there's been a lot of delay because clearly his name will be has been mentioned in that on several fronts, and I know they're still trying to do what they can to stave off any sort of proof of wrongdoing by him, as you know, as he's the sitting president right now. So, but they're definitely doing what they can to try to stir the pot and do that. But it's beautiful to still see someone that served this country still act with class, and it reminds us of what a president was and should be in general, as far as like not just being a president for a political party, but being a president to represent the people of this country. Man, that's what it's always been about. Well, I'd say that's what it's been about. You know, since times have changed and constitutional rights were granted for all people in this country, but for us to have made so much progress since the revolutionary days, since the slavery days, since the Civil War days, since the turbulence of the early 19 and mid 1900s, even since the 90s and early 2000s, for us to make so much progress and still be talking about this stuff, and even still coming from our current sitting commander in chief, is just it's disturbing, man. It's really disturbing, and I hate the fact that we have to endure this, and the younger generations has to see this for what it is, man. But that's life, and as they say, this is America. It just shows that even with how far we've come, we still got a very long way to go in order to turn that curve as far as this race situation goes in general. But I think that this administration needs to turn their focus on being transparent and holding everyone accountable, including the president himself, to the fallout from these Epstein files. But it's blowing my mind how, like you said, people are getting roped up into this thing left and right. Because not only do you have fallout in Europe, specifically involving former Prince Charles. I'm sure if you've paid attention to the local news, you've seen that some of very well-known officials here in Columbus coming under fire as well too, having their names being dropped and associated with these files as well too. So I'm sure there's going to be more of that to come as this whole thing continues to unfold. But shout out to Barack and Michelle Obama. Still, again, represent this country with class. And that was another thing I forgot to mention earlier on, man, about, them getting their due, man, at the All-Star game this weekend as well, too, as they got a quick, standing ovation while they were there as well. And then you obviously had that moment that he shared with Devin Booker on the sideline, in that friendly exchange. But it's crazy that we can see that from a former president, but we can't get that out of a current sitting president. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things surrounding as to why he won't attend these events and fear of backlash and all that. And it shouldn't be like that. President should be able to show up at these events with no type of, issues.
Yeah, but like, even like you made a comment, right? And you was like, it's good to see your former president like still conduct themselves with class and decorum. Let's be honest. Like, I don't care what side you on, conservative, liberal, left, right. Name another president that really hasn't.
That's a very great question.
Like even down to like the Bushes, even people like Clinton. Like, yeah, Clinton had misconduct with Miss Lewinsky and getting hit in the Oval, but like he's never, to me, done anything to disrespect the people as a people in the manner that Trump is doing.
Not
right?
at all. I mean, Bill got caught lying
and even afterwards,
like,
right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like infidelity, and you being alleged of killing babies, and like the files is crazy from what I like.
Yeah.
So it's like you can play whatever semantics you want with it. It's all alleged information, but it's in the files. But if your name is being brought up hundreds and thousands of times in these files, something has to be true.
You know how much I hate that phrase of when there's smoke, there's fire, but buddy, do I believe it in this particular instance?
Like,
you know,
like if people regard Epstein as one of the most diabolical human beings. At the end of the day, Epstein created a pyramid scheme on minor sex trafficking. Like, bring, like, if you want me to stop putting you in it, you bring me other girls Like it was like a full out
Oh yeah.
pyramid scheme.
Uh-huh.
It's sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
And for the type of mind you got to have for that is pure evil. And for that person to be like, Trump is the evilest human being I've ever encountered, it's crazy.
That is one hell of a statement.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
Yeah.
if that's your people, rock with your people. Just, I know where you stand at. And you can't even have real conversations because y'all can't even conduct the actually have a fluid conversation.
Mm-hmm.
It gets too defensive for you. What
Boy, emotion. Emotions.
emotional damage?
Damage. I was thinking the same shit.
Gets too
No,
emotional.
it's definitely
But
too emotional. And for me, for one, I'm never gonna take it that seriously. As far as defending somebody that I've never met a day in my life. Regardless of public affiliations or not. But the way that some people get riled up in defense of him is amazing, even in lieu of all this misconduct and stuff that's taking place. But like you said, hey, if you like it, I love it. And then you're telling me a lot with saying very little. You know. And that's where
facts.
we stand with that. But big shout out to the Obamas, man, again for continuing to exude what the presidency should look like from the class standpoint, politics aside. Class of decorum is one thing, politics is totally separate from that. And with that being said, we are going to transition to our final segment here. If you've also been paying attention to the news, we have recognized and we are honoring the passing of the late Reverend Jesse Jackson, a well-known figure in the civil rights movement, and also having a political background as well too. If you don't know who Jesse Jackson is, he is one of the original members of the I think it's the SCLC conference that was on the front lines during the civil rights movement back in the 60s and 70s as well. Also was the gentleman that started the Rainbow Push Coalition as well, and with the basically mission intention of not only improving economical and social standards for Black folks, but for other races and demographics as well, man. And it's kind of tough to see because I had been hearing for the longest that Jesse Jackson had been having a lot of health issues leading up to this point as well. But I will say not that there's ever like a right time for someone to go, but I mean I'm glad that if there is any sort of solace to it, that it happened during Black History Month for us to properly give him his flowers and his honor, during this time where we should be recognizing it as well too. In particular, me personally, I remember studying and reading about him and seeing some of his work being done at a younger age. Obviously, I wasn't around during the '70s when he was on the front lines with his civil rights movement. I do remember reading the stories about his work with Dr. King and Ralph Abernathy and the others, and from that era, and the work that he continued to do with his Rainbow Push Coalition, trying to provide better opportunities for the disenfranchised people of America in general. But I remember seeing him in live in action on several instances, and I can't remember exactly what year that happened, where there were hostages being held overseas, and he went in to negotiate, not as a public official, but just went in to go negotiate with leaders for the release of some of these hostages and get them home safely, man. And I'm just like, that moment right there was just such a groundbreaking like thing to me because I'm like, when you think about that for a second, he had no obligation as a sitting public official of this country to have to do that. There was no jurisdictional nonsense. It was just simply doing the right thing, for the people in general, man. And just him being able to do that as a black man, you know what I mean, was just very like remarkable to me as far as memory goes in general. So, you know, um, for me, I just had a lot of appreciation for the work that he did. Now, obviously, in today's era of social media, and I hate that this kind of nonsense even happens, and especially in disrespect, there have been, of course, the trolls out there that have brought up the things about, well, oh, he's a hypocrite because he was supposed to be like a reverend, and he was He fathered a child outside of his marriage and all this other nonsense. And, people have made jokes through the years about, him, get being involved with Dr. King's death. And I'm like, come on, man, we got to stop that bullshit. But, I was just overall impressed, like with his selfless acts, man, that he did for, like I said, not just our community, man, but for every other community as well. And before the Obamas got to the point, or at least Barack Obama got to the point where he could and actually succeeded in becoming becoming the president of this country, Jesse Jackson did attempt that back in '84 and also in 1988 as well too. During a time where granted we had made some progress from the civil rights era and movement, but it was just very impressive to learn that history and know that he was making that kind of push and had realistic shots at doing so, even though he was eventually offset by other Democratic candidates, man. But one hell of a legacy that he left behind, man. In general, and I just want to make sure that we take the time out to honor that man because a lot of people in today's world talk about it, man. Jesse Jackson spent a lot of time not just talking it but walking it, man. Like doing a lot of things that he didn't have to do, especially again not as an American like official, like just having the courage and the guts to be able to go do that stuff with a lot of dangerous like people and world leaders, man, and be able to step aside high enemy lines. Meanwhile, we're sitting here in some cases with our thumb up our ass, from the military and political standpoint, not being able to go in and handle those situations was just overly impressive. But that was my first childhood introduction as to what Jesse Jackson was about as a man. But say I'm gonna let you give your take and thoughts on the legacy left behind by Jesse Jackson and your thoughts about his legacy.
Yeah, lasting legacy impact on the black community. Um, you know, Shocked to hear about the passing, especially on the day with the significance of what the day means to me and my family. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's a legacy that will last forever, especially in our community, with the likes of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. He's right there as far as a civil rights leader and activist for our people. We
Mm-hmm.
still got a lot of work to do, but he definitely led the way and has passed the torch. Um, I'm gonna be short on the subject. You said a lot, and you still need to double back on a lot
I
of what was
appreciate that,
said.
man.
But you know, you know, my condolences to the family, and I'm a firm believer that when someone passes, you shouldn't try and come up with with the hypocrisies that you may believe and feel that he has, like
Mm-hmm.
talking about conspiracies with Martin Luther King and children out of wedlock. It's a lot of people that's even giving that judgment to have kids out of wedlock. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, you can't call someone a hypocrite when you do the same type of behavior. Um, and, I'm not gonna say I'm a radical thinker. That's not it. But I just feel like it's a lot of work that still needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
And who's going to be that person to pick up that torch and further move us as a people? Um,
Yeah.
and it's not that I'm looking for someone else to lead me. That's more of
Mm-hmm.
a challenge that why can't or why shouldn't we be the ones to pick up that torch? So yeah,
Yeah.
it needs to happen. We're still drastically behind uh, as a people,
Yeah.
educationally. Um, I would even say spiritually. Like it's
Man,
it's
preach, brother. You're
it's
preaching right
it's
now.
it's, it's crazy time still.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, People can make arguments like, are we in a better place? Yeah, we're in a better place. Uh, but it's still a lot of work that needs to be done. So I
No
would say
doubt.
that if you truly respect his legacy and want to honor it, pick up the torch and continue to push that into better times, better days for us as a people. So that's where I'll leave it at.
No doubt.
Um, and I'll punt it back to you. Like I said,
No doubt.
you said a lot on the legacy. So
No doubt, man. My fault if I definitely was getting long winded on that, man.
I'm
Like I
not you
said,
good.
I'm very passionate about civil rights history and stuff like that. And kind of going back to what you were saying, man, it doesn't take much continuing this legacy, man, because you see it around us. It's just again, it's about the unsung heroes that don't get the credit and the spotlight for the work that they do, man. Whether it's the coaches in youth sports, man, mentors, people that are providing workshops and programs to help those that don't have access to those kind of resources or just simply don't know the paths to get that knowledge, man. Like all of that stuff, those actions, man, are continuations of the work that Jesse Jackson was doing, man. So shout out to him and the way that he inspired those after him, because that's truly what it's about, man. When you start talking legacy, the unsung heroes don't simply get enough credit for that selfless work that they do behind the scenes, providing and paving that way forward and carrying, like you said, picking up the torch and carrying it for the future generations in general, man. And that's why I'm very passionate that even if I can't make it to like events like to support people that are doing those things, whether again it's you know uh cheerleading events, man, athletic events, symposiums, band performances, choir, like anything, man, like anything along those lines where you're doing it nonprofit, not trying to make money, not trying to, run game or scheme, but you genuinely doing it to uplift, people around you and pay it forward. I can appreciate that, So, and I think that's one thing that Jesse Jackson was about, man. He was definitely down for, you can't dispute the fact that he was not down for our people. And again, doing the work that a lot of people, talk about, but aren't willing to put in the work to do so to help uplift us and keep us moving forward, man. So shout out to those that may not necessarily recognize they're continuing that kind of work, man, but that are doing it, because that is the ultimate way to pay tribute to a man of Jesse Jackson's caliber and his legacy, man. So rest peacefully, man. The world definitely lost a selfless person that, yeah, again, he did a lot more walking and talking than what a lot of other people have done, historically speaking, man. So condolences to his family for their loss at this time, and we salute him, man. Definitely, we wouldn't be where we're at without his contributions to American society, especially for the black our people, as we say, especially our demographics. So, but on that note, folks, we have reached the grand closing for this episode here today. I would definitely like to challenge people, because again, we're going to be talking more and more about instances of unsung heroes, whether it be in sports, entertainment, and in society. I welcome anybody to chime in and provide any sort of suggestions for that. Who are some of your people that you feel haven't gotten the love that they deserved, as far as being that person that should get more credit? And I welcome it on any level. I'm definitely willing to do the work and highlight it and even bring you on as well if it's somebody that, or a person that you're passionate about as well too. Kind of falling in line with where me and Zay have been, still opening the field for those that want to step up. Shout out to those that have made it appearance on the pod. Whether it's my man Kenny Church, my man Paz, Derek Jackson, my man Money. Obviously third man of our team. We appreciate everybody that's continued to contribute, and even especially to our fans that have continuously supported the movement as we are continuing to navigate these waters and continue to build here in year two. We appreciate the love and support, man, and we're going to get ready to wrap it up here. But Zay, you got any final words for the people before we get out of here?
Same as every week. Episode 47. Continue to support us as we continue to pour into you guys. We got a lot of the great things coming your way. Still looking for co-collaborators. Ready to step up. Definitely step up. Like you said, stepping into some new areas, but sports is who we are, and NFL offseason around the way.
Yes,
I would like to get a mock draft episode in, so we may need to bring in some one or two extra for that episode, just to bring it in and really do it, because I want to do the whole mock draft with potential trades. Yeah, so I want us to go through and do homework. I want that one to be a fully locked in episode. So that's one idea that I would like to work on. So stuff like that, and of course NBA season. That also we can just have passed. That means we are basically two quarters of the way done with the season. It's the final stretch. The playoffs will be here. But yeah, let's continue to push out great content. And if you're ready to step into the ring, come on. We waiting. The water's fine. The water's fine.
That's right. That is right, man. So Same as my man said, be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, man. And if you ever in doubt, if you never can't remember the name, it's right there, bold print for you guys. It is the Chris Logic Podcast with your boys Frost and Zay. Also, be sure to check out my man Zay's Substack column, Between the Lines with Zay. You can find him on Substack as well too. Continue to put out great content, man. Again, if you are into reading articles like myself, be sure to check him out, man. Definitely putting out some great content on Substack. Again, Between the Lines with Zay. And again, this has been another great episode of the Chris Logic Podcast, the dynamic duo. We are out. We are going to see y'all next Thursday at about around 7 p.m. with another live episode. Peace,
Yes,
love.
sir.
Holla.
Peace.
Peace.